Do you find online sport mode, the multiplayer got you covered as a long-time Gran Turismo player and fan and someone who was lucky enough to go to the World Series and speak to Kaz? I feel like it's my duty to do this. Right, so we've got 3 areas here. We've got daily races, we've got online time trial, and we've got championships, and we also have a little bar, actually, the 4th area. I'm going to start with the little bar and explain what it means. You've got your name, and you've got your PSN profile. You've got your flag of the country who you're racing for. You've got something called DR, and you've got something called SR. DR is your driver rating, driver ranking, whatever you want to call it. And it's basically a letter that you get, and that designates kind of what lobbies you get put in. It kind of designates who you're going to play against. You can think of it, if you like, a football sort of like divisions. It's like Premier Division, Champ, whatever they are. I don't even know. I'm more into motorsport than football these days. And then you have safety rating. It's the same thing, but it's how safe you are. Now, for safety rating, S is the top, and then it goes S, A, B, C, and D. And for driver rating, you can get S. I was actually an S-rank driver in GT Sport, but they're very hard to get. And these days, you have S, A+, A, B, C, and D. And actually, when you start out the game, you'll be an E driver. So for DR, A+ at the top and SR's at the top, so I should be racing in the highest lobbies, basically. Then you can see we've got some stats. I've got 450 starts, 46 victories, and 250 top 5s. It's kind of a nice little thing there, isn't it? I like it. I need to lose a victory, that'd be nice. And then we've got some medals for the time trials. You can see I actually don't do a lot of time trials, I prefer racing. On the right hand side, we have some stuff like racing etiquette, and we have guidance. Which doesn't really tell you anything. Oh, it tells you everything. Jesus. Daily races, time trial, and championships. We're going to start here actually with the time trials. So if you want to get started in online multiplayer, I actually recommend starting in the time trials. These are competitive, but you won't be racing other cars on track. So they've got a time limited one here for the movie. They've got one with the new Maserati car that came out, and they've got one that's ending soon in the Mazda VGT car. So if you go into one of these, every single one, you do not need to own the car. You can rent the car. In fact, this one you need to go in the rented car. And if you enter, you'll go into just a session that's just you. No one can spectate it. No one can view your replay unless you share it. It's just you and the track, and if you choose a ghost, you can see here the settings. We're in the car. I've got my record there. I can bring on a ghost. We go round and around and around, and we try and beat our time. So I fully recommend going into sport mode to do time trialing if you have any sense of wanting to sort of really start improving your times, because you get a delta here and it's great to see. That's enough of the time trials. Let's go to the daily races, the bread and butter of Gran Turismo online ranked multiplayer. This is the bread and butter of Gran Turismo online ranked multiplayer. They're called the daily races because back when I was playing in GT Sport, they used to actually be daily. Now they're not daily, they're actually weekly, so they change once every week. They change every Monday morning, UK time. There's 3 an hour, and they tend to be quite short races, 6 laps of that short circuit there. Daily Race B tends to be longer than Daily Race A, tends to be in faster cars, and also there's DR and SR enabled. These are the archetypal sort of sprint races. Now my background in karting, sprint races, very aggressive, penalties, elbows out. That's just the nature of sprint racing. If you're starting at the back of a 16-car grid, you've got nothing to lose. You're probably going to send it at the first corner. This is sort of Kimi Velocini central, basically.